This one is actually on par with whatever BLXN used to put out. So if you're not familiar with them, I have a few videos about their protocols. You can check them out. Or to put things into perspective, it's a degen app that would require people to put in a bit of their risk capital to try and play by the rules provided by the said app and see if they can come out with some profits. Now this one has actually a cool game theory, which I'm gonna lay out. So in a small overview, I'm gonna discuss everything you need to know, mainly the unique selling point of BUSD Oracle, and perhaps put out a small model to see when, and potentially based on several examples, you could ROI and go beyond that, which is the point of any investment entered. First things first, let's talk about security. Even though it is a degen app, correct? Your funds need to be safe though, right? So no one should be able to take them. The Stamp did run an audit report on these guys. I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description below if you want to know the full scope, but let's highlight a few things. So first things first, this is actually a brand new code. It does leverage the Chainlink Oracle to give a BNB price feed, and that's important, and we'll know why soon. Also, they don't have any backdoors nor any vulnerabilities within the codes. That's very important. Their overall score capped at 83, and backdoor wise it's at 100. So the higher it is means there aren't any. And also when it comes to trust, the team is kind of well known in a way that they are in alliance with DeFi Detective and they have done several projects previously. So they're fine from that perspective. And when it comes to owner privileges, they don't have much aside from the normal stuff. And they can also, for example, rewire dev fees, so to speak, because we're gonna touch base on deposit fees to other wallets. I mean, they can set up one today and they can switch it up later on. So that isn't something that I would call a privilege, because the dev fees or the deposit fees are gonna be paid out anyway. I'm gonna kick off my overview by talking about the unique selling points of this, meaning what differentiates it from other protocols on the market. So first things first, this is a unique code. It leverages the Chainlink Oracle to give the live price feed of BNB. And this is quite important because in retrospect, the price of BNB will determine your daily ROI. So let me explain for a sec. So initially you're gonna get 3% a day. That is static, that is fixed. Now, every minute, the price of BNB will refresh. If it goes up, you earn minus 0.1%. If it goes down, you earn plus 0.1%. But it's all within a range of 1 to 5%, meaning it cannot fall below 1% overall, and it cannot go above 5% overall if BNB keeps going down, because it's essentially backed by this. Now that's one. This is a cool, unique game theory that uses Chainlink. Now, going by the second unique selling point of BUSD Oracle, and this is not something that they quite invented, which is the biggest depositor, but they tweaked it a bit. They have something called the Oracle Portal, which is, in theory, a biggest deposit, but it keeps refreshing if people enter with a bigger deposit. So if I enter with 100 BUSD being the biggest depositor, I'm gonna claim 2% of all the claims on the platform until a next biggest depositor comes in and tops mine. However, this refreshes every week, goes to 0, and new people can enter with their newest, biggest deposits, which is cool. The fourth unique selling point, in my personal opinion, is something that they claim to be and called infinite claim feature. Now, this one actually has a price tag, a premium of 200 BUSD, a one-time purchase that you can get, so you can claim indefinitely, meaning whenever you want, because by the rules right now of the protocol, you can only claim once a week. Now, if you do decide to compound, that claimable time frame will be pushed by a day up to 8 days, so on and so forth. Now we're gonna talk about this real soon, all right? So that's fine, it's all in the white paper. And to finish things off, as per any of these degen apps, there are fees to enter, but there aren't actually fees to withdraw, meaning when you want to claim some of your BUSD dividends. So to enter, you need to pay an 8% deposit fee. That is, per the usual, split between marketing and development. And I'm gonna just reference one thing about this. I really wish going forward that some of these teams would be more transparent where they allocate these funds. Now that we know how BUSD Oracle runs, I want to mention one more thing in regards to the infinite unlock reward feature. So if you want to go this route and you want to pay 200 BUSD to do so, you're going to earn 2.2% less of what you would earn normally per day. And they give you an example at the basis of $100. You're not earning 2.2% less ROI, just less in regards to dollar amount, right? So that's one. And future developments, they did mention that they will also, not right now, so your daily ROI will inherently be based on the price feed of BNB. Later on, they want to do that and base the ROI, the daily ROI on other stuff. They're going to pull out the Tesla stock and the Netflix stock. So my assumption is going to be the same logic when it comes to how the mechanics are going to be about. But instead of the BNB price, we're going to have Tesla stock and Netflix stock live price feed. That would most probably also refresh every minute. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk a bit about how fast can you ROI in different strategies if you want to do that, if you decide to enter the DApp. Okay, I ran a few simulations, so based on several factors, which I'm gonna touch based on real soon. So when it comes to whatever percentage you're gonna be earning every day, we know for a fact that you start at 3% and it's gonna range between 1 and 5% depending on the fluctuation of BNB, correct? So there's no real way to really understand and to get an absolute figure in terms of daily percentage. And we want to extrapolate at a month average in order to get the idea. So I decided to go with 5 possible different daily percentages. Because let's be honest, I don't think that we're gonna go anywhere near the 5% mark unless we're in a bull run, because the price refreshes every minute. So 1 minute it could drop 1 cent and then your percentage would actually increase by 0.1%. So the next, it could increase by that 1 cent again and you're done, you're leveled out. So in my personal humble opinion, I think the extreme ranges will be 2 and 4. And in between, I took 0.5% of interval differences, right? So 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. And keep in mind that those are averages, correct? Not absolutes. So it could be 2.6, it could be 3.05. That's fine. So we want to deal with averages. So talking about averages, we know for a fact that there's an 8% deposit fee. So whatever you put in, so if we start $100, your actual deposits are 920, and that's it. No withdrawal fees from here on out. And these are the amounts that you would earn every single day based on those percentages, right? So we start at 18.4 all the way to 36.8. So almost double, because we went from 2 to 4%. Now this is the daily amount that you would earn if you factor in the infinite reward unlock feature that you actually purchased, which will, like we said, will earn you 2.2% less. So 2.2% less of that amount would be that much, and etc. So you have inherently 3 ways that you would go with this, or let's just say 4, because one would not include this feature unlocked and one would include it. So which is the fastest way? And I ran a few examples and here they are. So the first one is to simply withdraw weekly. So no compounds, nothing too fancy. You just deposit your amount and you just withdraw every single week, because that's how frequent you can do that, right? So you can only do that once a week, remember? If you do follow this route and you're earning 2%, you're gonna end up recouping your investment after 50 days. If you're earning 2.540, so on and so forth, up until 25 if you're doing 4% a day. So that is the simplest way to go by this. Now, if you want to include compounds into the equation, this is where it gets a bit complicated. So I did factor in 2 different scenarios where you actually either compound twice, so every 2 days, or every 3 days. Now, whenever you do compounds, what ends up happening is that you're not going to be claiming. So you're delaying your gratification, correct? But when you do compound, you're pushing your claimable rewards by 1 day. So if you compound, let's say every 2 days, you can only claim after 10 days from that moment out. Remember, you have 1 day pushback. Sorry, 9 days. You have 1 day pushback. So if you compound today, you can claim after 8. If you compound 2 consecutive times, you can claim, after 9 days. So with these 2 examples in mind, you would only be able to recoup your investment within at least 52 days and not even, correct? Because that's how much I will receive in 52 days with that strat, even though I invested 920, which is inherently 1,000. And here it will take me 55 days with compounding every 2 days. So if you want to recoup your investment, the fastest way possible is just to claim. Now with the infinite withdrawal amount, it's even worse, because even though you are technically gonna be able to withdraw every single day, it's not gonna change the fact that you will ROI at the same pace as you would withdraw 1 week. The only difference is that you're withdrawing more frequently versus once a week, meaning you're gonna get cash on hand before that week ends. But keep in mind that you're earning 2.2% less, so you're gonna it's gonna take you a bit more time to recoup, and you're paying 200 BUSD to do so, meaning you need to recoup that as well. So overall, if you factor in all of that, it will take you 62 days versus 50 days if you're just claiming. Now, of course, we're only talking about a strat for you to claim rapidly your ROI, not for you to play the long game, because eventually you will win more as you compound more. And if you unlock the reward, you will win more eventually if the platform runs its course. But as we all know, this is a degen play, and the safest way possible to approach this is to perhaps follow the route of claiming as fast as possible and then play with house money. Alright, so I hope you stuck around till the end. I tried to give you my perspective, I tried to explain, I tried to show you a few examples, and whatever strat you decide to follow, it's your own. And I hope I brought you some insights. Thank you for sticking around. See you in the next one. Have a good one.